there was this meeting that was being planned for about 2 years' time and for Mexico City, and it was a meeting that would provide the opportunity for the new Superior General of the Jesuits, Adolfo Nicolas, to meet with the leaders of Jesuit higher education around the world. So all 110 presidents or heads of Jesuit higher education institutions in the world were invited to come together, usually with a representative or a faculty person also. So we had a little over 200 people there in Mexico City from all of the Jesuit higher education institutions around the world. There was a little bit of a setback in that about 30 of the representatives were not able to get there because of the volcano in Iceland and the inability to fly out of European destinations. But for me, it's the best conference I've ever attended of any kind. And for me, it was just a fascinating conference around trying to build out the networks that technology now makes possible for us, and tap into the potential that is there in the Jesuits having an international system and network and collection of higher education institutions. So there are now, for instance, there are 50 Jesuit institutions of higher education in India. Just in India, there are 50. There's 17 in Latin America. There's 28 in the United States. They are in Taiwan, Japan, Korea, 7 in the Philippines, so forth and so on. Indonesia. They're not yet a Jesuit university in Africa, but they're looking to try to create a Pan-African Jesuit university. So it was an extraordinarily interesting thing to work with, trying to be practical in developing what would be ways in which we could bring about a networking and an association and exchange, common research among Jesuit universities on common kinds of issues. And I facilitated a group that worked on culture, science, and theology. And we came up with 2 projects. One of them is networking, so that theologians and scientists across the entire Universal Jesuit Network can work together, meet together, enter into dialogue together about the interplay between science and religion, or science and theology, which is a major kind of an issue today, and whether that takes on sort of the aggressive atheism in the world, or whether it just deals with sort of post-Christian societies, or whether it deals with intelligent design issues or whatever. And then the other project that we helped design was one on the study of the cultures of our students at all Jesuit universities, and how do we go about studying their cultures and understanding them so that we know how to enter into them in our education, how to find out what's positive within them, how to offer a critique within, how to help students within what we believe are cultures, universal cultures that are sort of dominating our students more and more. And so we were pressed to define what would be the network, to come up with who would be the convener, what would be the coordinating team, what would be 5 steps for its implementation, where the server would be, how would it be funded, what its time frame is. So we were pushed very strongly, working in, I had a group of 12 that I led from about, 7 or 8 different countries, working on these issues of science and theology and on culture. And I just thought it was most interesting, and the results of that are very complicated. They'll be made known and published and so forth as we have time to do so. But it just is, the thing that's so interesting about it is just that I think all of us realize that the Jesuit universities are sitting on a gold mine that no one else has the opportunity to mine, which is this international network of higher education institutions with a common mission. And I mean, who else has that? And what would it be like if our faculty could do joint scholarship with, faculty from Latin America and from India on issues of poverty, or the millennial goals, or on sustainability, or on peace issues and so forth? What would that be like? And what would it be like for our students if they came to a Seattle university, and by coming to one Jesuit university, they were linked to other Jesuit universities around the world in terms of who those students are and what their university experience is like. So it's just really promising. And